Even she on Yahoo Finance is wondering why they never talk about XRP, the black sheep of crypto, for good reason. What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another XRP update. Let's kick it off with some rapid fire news. First things first, shared by Ripple. So supporting the Bay Area's vibrant community of nonprofits is an integral part of who we are. Ripple is proud to be recognized as number 11 on San Francisco Business Times top 100 corporate philanthropists. Other companies that you may recognize include Google, Cisco, Salesforce, and Wells Fargo. Quick reminder for the XRP community, and please understand this is just my opinion. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research and decide for yourselves. But in my opinion, this is nothing more than a giant game of politics, just like everything else. Those that have researched know, and I believe XRP will get clarity and Ripple will win this lawsuit. Also wanted to say thank you to Legal Briefs for another amazing video by attorney Jeremy Hogan. I'm wishing you well with your GarageBand. And your wife had an amazing video, so thank you so much for the information on the ongoing Ripple and SEC lawsuits. Next up, we have another project that is on the XRP ledger, surprise, surprise, and this is Elysian. The ticker is ELS, the first token for the arts and NFT industry running on the XRP ledger. And so after the Flare airdrop, the Songbird airdrop, we have another airdrop coming for the XRP community. So we'll have to keep a close eye on this. Let me make sure I retweet this again. Also wanted to share that yesterday, the Fear and Greed Index for the cryptocurrency market was around 60, so greed, and now we're back to neutral territory, always fluctuating. All of us fickle retail investors, how quickly we change our minds. Next up, guys, we have Dan Moorhead of Pantera Capital. They're an absolute behemoth, I believe roughly $2.8 billion of assets under management, which means cryptocurrencies. And also, they do have a new fund coming, and going on to say on Yahoo Finance recently, he says Bitcoin's terminal value is really $700,000. Now, I'll believe it when I see it, but I would not complain one bit. Just wanted to share straight from the horse's mouth right here. And right here also, so the beginning of this interview, I don't want to play it because of copyright, but this lady says, yeah, we haven't talked about XRP in a while, but it's among other cryptocurrencies, trading higher today, blah, blah, blah. Just thought that was pretty comical that even she on Yahoo Finance is wondering why they never talk about XRP, the black sheep of crypto, for good reason. So they're launching a new fund that invests across the whole spectrum of assets. They're happy the market pulled back, go figure. And he believes the markets are going to resume their rally yet again. Next up, guys, we have Thal Rathar, absolute must follow. Look at these airdrops thus far that the XRP holders will be receiving. First up, Flare Networks with the Spark token, FLR. Flare Network with Songbird, the testnet, the canary net, the sandbox environment, SGB. And of course, Bitrue, one of the exchanges, is in fact participating with this. Links are in the video description if you have not created a Bitrue account thus far. We also have Flare Finance with DFlare. Then you have 7 days to swap it into YFlare. And I will absolutely be doing this. I feel like everybody's going to slack and not do this. Their loss. And then Elysian and Evernode. And to be continued. And remember, the supply for Songbird is a bit smaller, so curious how this will in fact affect price in the future. Next up, guys, really quick, crypto investors get ready for more taxes but clear rules, yada yada yada. We're getting news like this and threats every single day, so one of the mediums or platforms that I leverage is iTrustCapital because I have a Roth IRA. All of my cryptocurrencies are tax-free in this account, which means I pay 0% in taxes. So of course, there's pros and cons to tax increases. However, at least I have one platform working in my favor, so links are in the video description along with on Twitter. And you can buy a variety of digital assets and precious metals, and you can also get a free month as well. Next up, we have my brother from Australia, XRP, you amaze me. Meet the PolySign director, I'm going to butcher this name, Chun R. Ding. And here's some background. In 2012, he was a director over at China.com. You can see his background, MBA from Harvard as well. Seems to be a big shot. Also background at Goldman Sachs. And of course, founded China Rock Capital Management, which is in fact a huge investor in Ripple and PolySign. Do you see the connections? And Goldman Sachs, their hand is in everybody's cookie jar. And just like a lot of people say, I know Digital Asset Investor says this often, nothing happens without Goldman Sachs. So just an obvious trend that I'm watching. And I think betting against standard custody, PolySign, and specifically XRP is a very, very stupid thing. And of course, China Rock Capital, a global investor management firm that invests in technology companies in Silicon Valley. San Francisco, only fitting that they did in fact invest into Ripple. And I encourage you guys to look at CRCM Ventures and take a look at their investments, which also include Global ID, which also has a bunch of integrations into a lot of platforms, and Ripple. Next up, surprise, surprise, shared by Matthew Liny, the Central Bank of Italy, with DLT and a digital euro solution. Now, a little bit of background. SIA integrates and is working with not only QuantQNT, but Ripple and R3, of course, Corda, and a few other platforms. But you can see with a simple Google search, SIA Ripple, this has been in the works for quite some time, and the gentleman, this is based out of Italy, has said we are working with the huge players, including Ripple and R3. I'm sure you guys remember this with the TAS Network Gateway. You can see Ripple mentioned right here, along with SIA Net and SwiftNet. Oh, and then Ripple again is one of the chosen networks. And this is throughout the Euro system. The connections are obvious, and I'm just waiting. And if you guys have not seen the recent interview of Matthew Hamilton, I highly recommend it. And he goes on to emphasize things that we already know, but nobody pays attention. $2 billion of XRP is traded on a daily basis. It's already one of the most liquid digital assets in the world, one of the most liquid currencies. This final step is the lawsuit in the United States for clarity, and then it is absolutely game over. You saw Japan announcing with the Philippines. You see Singapore expanding. You see Australia and the Philippines. These corridors are not going to be waiting. So you guys decide for yourselves, and I will do the same. And of course, you remember this one, Task Group Ripple. It's just one of the network providers for SIA and a variety of other groups. With the Target 2 securities, we're talking billions and trillions of dollars per day moving through in Task Group and Ripple. And Task Group is the heart of the European Target 2 system and Target 2 securities, real-time gross settlement. Huge. And yes, this is years ago, so imagine where we're at today. It's called future-proofing. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this. A digital euro, a contribution to the discussion technical design choices with Bank of Italy in the Euro system, discussing a DLT-based one, the advantages and disadvantages, and wow, DLT-based one may provide a sound basis on which to build a fully fledged solution. And link is available down here. Hey, speaking of Global ID again, so the XRP community on Global ID, I believe they may have already hit their 5,000 members, so congratulations, they're going to be getting early access to their XRP card. And you can learn more at global.id, and there is Greg Kidd himself, and his Ripple interview with digital asset investor is mind-boggling. They're also part of the Open Payments Coalition with Ripple, Unstoppable Domains, and a variety of other exchanges. Next up, shared by Sean Cito 830. So we got the Bank of International Settlements confirming XRP and XLM will be part of the new system. And of course, the Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of all central banks, discussing launching cross-border payment systems and mentioning Stellar XLM along with Ripple and XRP. And even these traditional banks find it very useful, absolutely. And if you think that CBDCs replace the job of these assets, you are very, very mistaken. And of course, Bearable Bolt, just wanted to highlight this, BIS yet again, Nexus, a blueprint for instant cross-border payments, what I was just highlighting. And it's a model for connecting multiple national payment systems into a cross-border platform that could enable international payments to happen as quickly as sending a text message. Now, let's just think critically here. We already know this is the future. The question is not if, the question is when. And do I believe that XRP, XLM, and a variety of other digital assets are going to be solving a lot of the issues that we have today in the financial system in terms of DeFi, lending, cross-border payments, smart contracts, oracles, transferring data? Yes. And for me, it's just a matter of time. We have over 60 countries already having instant or fast payment systems. But remember, fast payment systems does not mean instant settlement. And what did Craig DeWitt of Ripple say? In terms of Swift's new development, he said that's still like comparing, because that's just messaging of money. He said that's like trying to compare a fax machine to teleportation, which means Swift versus XRP. There's no competition. And connecting these national systems internationally could improve the speed, cost, and transparency of cross-border payments. Could? I would change that to will. You can see 7 big banks sign on for Swift's low-value cross-border offering. So any payments less than $10,000 is a small payment. Customers of 7 banks include BBVA, RippleNet, BNY, RippleNet, and Polysign's website. We have David Schwartz of Ripple, we have Arthur Brito, the founder and president of Polysign, and speaking of BNY Mellon, retired vice chairman, responsible for custodying 25% of all global institutional assets. We also have Ripple, we have a UBS executive formerly here, who's CEO of Polysign and Standard Custody. You really don't think that XRP is on their radar when the founder and president of this entire organization was the designer of the XRP ledger? Okay, whatever you say. Oh yeah, and DNB, of course. Don't even get me started on them. And here's another example just coming out 2021. Dutch Central Bank hails Ripple's capacity for real-time payments. The XRP protocol. 2 to 5 seconds, settlement. We're not talking waiting an hour. I'm saying with finality. The ledger updates, not just one little server or node. This is game changing. Also guys, BitChute, speaking of this exchange, links in the video description. They have now opened trading for Alliance Block with Tether pairing, so very cool. I know King Solomon is an early investor and proponent of ALBT, and I know this is gonna be on a lot of people's radar, if not already. We're gonna finish up with a few other points of rapid news. So, Ukraine's president signs law allowing central bank to issue a central bank digital currency. So now they can officially launch their own token, so to speak. Remember, there's retail and wholesale. Next, you can see large daily Bitcoin transactions are on the rise, or these transfers, I should say. Now, this article is a tad bit clickbaity, but we can see this German institutional fund, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, will be able to put up to a fifth of their portfolios into crypto starting next week, meaning this week, effective today. Also, we have a 21 billion Wealthfront investment service provider to implement cryptocurrencies, just making them more widely available, making crypto and the barrier to entry a lot lower. PayPal is set to launch crypto trading in the United Kingdom and may embrace DeFi. I've already heard the CEO talk about this. They will embrace DeFi. It's just taking some time because they're a walled garden and it's in their best interest to stay a walled garden to make more money. And if they want to beat XRP or any digital asset, they have to build their gates or their walls as wide and open as everybody else. It's just a matter of time. They're chipping away. DeFi is amazing, but I know these big players are still trying to retain power and control. MasterCard CEO says we have to be in the crypto space. So it seems like MasterCard is focusing to become, just like PayPal, a multi-rail payment provider. They don't have a choice. This is going to be happening for more and more organizations, because all these companies are working with digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain. NFTs, and they're starting to get their feet wet, of course, with the partnership with Circle using USDC and stablecoins, and it is a step in the right direction, but remember, these stablecoins still do not solve every single issue. And Facebook's currency absolutely does not solve any issue. It's just an IOU masquerading as blockchain. But alright guys, I hope you did in fact enjoy. Be sure to like, subscribe, links are in the video description, and I will catch you in the next one.